Well, hello everyone. This is the teaser video for this coming Sunday, which is July 17th. And the passage for this Sunday is John chapter 10, verses 14 through 18. John chapter 10, verse 14 through 18. And as you read this passage, I got focused on one word when I read this passage. And that actually, I'm not going to tell you the title of my sermon because that'll give it away which word I got focused on. But I got focused on one word, and that led me to the message that I'm preaching. But as you read that passage, it's going to be familiar for some of you because almost every church I know has a painting. And in our church, it's a stained glass windows that kind of depict this theme of, this is actually the passage where Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. So as you read this passage, and also as you think about that passage about the Good Shepherd and all the images you've seen of it, again, in our church it's stained glass windows, other churches it might be paintings. How do you depict that scene of the Good Shepherd in those images? I'm going to you're going to get kind of two sermons this Sunday. I'm going to do a little brief sermonette about the stained glass windows or the image or the picture. And then I'm going to do the sermon on the passage. Now, the sermonette is only going to be a couple minutes, and it's going to make some points. But it's interesting because those who took the book study, Misreading Scripture Through Individualistic Eyes, knows, because we've talked about this a little bit, from our culture, the American culture, when you read the story of the Good Shepherd and you see that imagery, you probably pick yourself to be in that picture in a certain way. In the collective culture, it's a different message that comes from those images and those pictures or that stained glass window. And I want to talk about that because the Bible obviously was written in a collective culture, when the world was in a more collective living style or just a more collective view. And so sometimes when we read it from our American viewpoint or our individualistic viewpoint, we misread what this passage means when it talks about the Good Shepherd. So that's going to be my sermonette. I'm going to read the passage. I'm going to do a little sermonette about the stained glass window, and then I'm going to go in. So it's a bonus. You get a twofer. And I think it's going to open some eyes because basically how you read this passage from an individualistic eyes kind of also tells us how the Americans culture has created church to be the way church is, and not necessarily how it was meant to be. And that you'll get that when you hear the little sermonette. So I know this is kind of a two teaser, and I guess you can tell me, we'll do this like a Twix bar. You can tell me if you like the left Twix or the right Twix better, but you're going to get two different messages, both talking about the imagery from the Good Shepherd. But when you read the passage, see what word jumps out at you, because the word that jumped out at me is what led to this passage. The imagery of the stained glass window and everything came from definitely reading the book, and again, how I used to read the passage of the Good Shepherd or the imagery of the Good Shepherd versus how it really should be played out. And so it should be interesting. I hope everyone is enjoying the nice sunny weather that we're having here in July so far. It's going to be warm the next couple months, so take precautions, drink a lot of water. I look forward to seeing everyone on Sunday, on 17th. Until then, take care, be safe.